Yo, what is up, guys? It is iLiKeLaZeRz here, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing the best gobblegums for each Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies map. For the Easter egg solo or co-op, I will, assess different gobblegums. So the first one you want to use is Immolation Liquidation. Of course, you can get like a ray gun, haymaker, anything out of the box. Little Arnie's, anything. Fear and Headlights, this helps out with the boss fight, and also for the flag step. Yeah, flag step, because the flag step just becomes really hard, and during the flag step or the boss fight, you could also use this gobblegum near-death experience. Of course, in a co-op game, that would help out. As in a solo game, you can't do. You can't do it. You can't do anything. So yeah, inside a solo game, you will get revived by your near-death experience, but it's not really that, like, you wouldn't need it, just in case if anyone would go down. It's just a good crutch. Now, shopping free, on Shadows, you don't really need shopping free, based on the points that you get off of the rituals, but shopping free is a good gobblegum. That way, once you do get done with all the rituals, you can at least have, like, enough to somewhat get points for Pack-a-Punch. Or maybe for another gobblegum hit, maybe. And now with the last gobblegum that you want to run on Shadows of Evil is Perkaholic. Now, Perkaholic, Shadows does only have 7 perks. So, Perkaholic is useful. It just doesn't have Electric Cherry or Deadshot. So, I'd say Perkaholic's a pretty good thing. And now let's move right on to Der Eisendrache. So now for Der Eisendrache, what you guys want to do is you obviously want to run Perkaholic. It gives you 9 perks, all from Der Eisendrache. That will help out significantly. I would either prefer to do this Easter egg solo or with 4 players, okay? Because I don't really like doing it with with only 2 or 3. I don't know, it just feels bad. Anyway, you want shopping free to get the whole map open, of course, you guys know that. Then wall power to buy the KRM, and if you have the KRM and you have head drama in the boss fight, what that does is it basically just, helps you out in the boss fight. It's a 2-shot kill on the Panthers, and your Ragnaroks get filled up a lot. If you're doing a co-op game, what I would suggest is one person brings in head drama, and the rest of the people would bring in near-death experience. It would just help out a lot. But if you gotta sort it out with your team, who brings in head drama, who brings in near-death. Near-death is a great gobblegum, especially on solo if you want to do that. Yeah, let's go right there over to Immolation Liquidation. What that basically does is you want to hit the box for a XM53 or a ray gun or some sort of gun that's good up against the keeper boss. And yeah, the XM53, it's one of the best guns in the boss fight. What I would bring is a bow, KRM, Pack-a-Punch with your wall power, and a Pack-a-Punch XM53 off your Immolation. And now we're done with that, let's go right into Zetsubo. Now for Zetsubo no Shima, guys, what you guys are going to want is Immolation Liquidation, of course, to get marshals, a dingo, a razorback, or some sort of gun out of the box. It's not really needed, but you don't really want to rock wall weapons. It's just an easy way to get your guns. The next gobblegum that you're going to use on Zetsubo is Fear and Headlights. What this basically does is all zombies that you see, they all get stopped, and they don't move, so the boss battle is basically going to be really easy with this. It's just easy to, just kill. And also in the boss battle, what you also want to bring is near-death experience, just in case if you run out of here and you have not killed the boss with your Masamune. Just gets really hard, and of course you want a Perkaholic. It gives you all 9 perks on Zetsubo and a shopping free also to kill the zombies, or shopping free to buy the rest of the map. Alright, so now let's move right on to Gorod Krovi. Alright, for Gorod Krovi, what you guys basically want to do is either bring Fear in Headlights or Undead Man Walking into this Easter egg. Now, Undead Man Walking is preferred, but for the boss fight, on the boss fight end of it, what I would either bring is Fear in Headlights or Near Death Experience. Of course, if it is solo, I would bring Near Death Experience. But yeah, Undead Man Walking, it does help out a lot with the challenges. So yeah, just try bringing that in if you can. But Fear in Headlights, don't use it on the first part of the boss fight against the dragon. You want to use it against Nikolai. You guys have probably seen gameplay on it already. It's a really overpowered thing. Nikolai basically, he can hit you, but it's like rarely that he'll ever make you down. Shopping free, of course, on Gorod Krovi. It's basically an amazing GobbleGum Pack. Get the whole map open. You know, I might even release some shopping free tutorials soon. Perkaholic, of course, you get all the 9 perks that are on Gorod Krovi. Immolation Liquidation, you can get L4 Sieges out of the box with a fire sale. If you stack all 3 together, of course, you are probably going to get those guns. The Mark IIIs, L4 Siege, FFAR, Dingo, or anything. Near Death Experience, of course, you want to bring it into the boss fight. Either that, Fear in Headlights, or Fatal Contraption. This is if it's a co-op game. I'd bring either Fear in Headlights, Near Death, have either like 2 people with Near Death, 1 person with Fear, and then 1 person with a Fatal Contraption. It would just help out a lot inside the boss fight. So without a doubt, we'll go right into the map Revelations. And also don't forget, I don't have any Undead Man Walking because I died that one time. Fuck Gorod. Alright, so now moving into the map Revelations. Now what we are going to do is we are going to put on shopping free. What this GobbleGum does, if you guys have not heard me earlier, it makes all your purchases free. As I said during Gorod, I am going to probably release a tutorial on all maps for a shopping free route. But yeah, that should work out. Perkaholic, of course, just to get your 9 perks off of Revelations. Immolation Liquidation, this one's actually really needed in the Easter egg, because if you ever do classic GobbleGums on this map, it's all RNG, whether or not you get a Pothkin, Arnie's. It's just a hard map to get your guns unless you have an Immolation Liquidation. And that is why you will need Immolation Liquidation. Helps out a lot. Now, Fear in Headlights, you don't need it, but it helps out for the boss fight. The final boss fight. The second one. Not the first one. Now, what you could do is have 1 person bring in Near-Death Experience, or 2 people bring in Near-Death Experience. Have 1 person bring in Pop Shocks, or 2 people bring in Pop Shocks to the first boss fight. Then the second boss fight, those 2 people keep their Near-Death. And then what you want to do is just get your Fear in Headlights, and I don't know. It's just easier with Fear in Headlights for that last step, and that's why I'm going to be using it a lot. Pop Shocks also helps during the first boss fight against Margwas. And of course, Near Death Experience right there, that helps out with reviving teammates. So now let's move right on to the map Ascension. Now Ascension is a pretty easy Easter egg to, you know, complete the Easter egg on. All that you'd basically need is your guns, like a Gersh, Thunder Gun, Ray Gun Mark II. So you want Immolation for that. You want shopping free to get the whole map open. Raindrops to get your perks. That way the monkeys can just steal them. You also get points and Immolation and fire sales from Raindrops, and also extra credit. With Idolize, that also helps out on the clock step. So yeah, now let's move on to Shangri-La. Sorry for not explaining that much. Alright, and now for Shangri-La. This map is kind of hard, kind of easy for the Easter egg, kind of easy if you know what you're doing. Anyway, you want Immolation Liquidation. You want this only for, you know, getting the baby maker, and or maybe a ray gun for shooting down the crystal. But yeah, you definitely want the baby gun. Yeah. So you need your immolations. Make sure that you only pop one at a time. Otherwise, those bitch-ass monkeys will start stealing them. Perkaholic, it will give you 8 perks on the map, because it does not have electric cherry. It is a very helpful GobbleGum. And yeah, the next GobbleGum that you're going to want to use is a shopping free. You can open up the whole map with shopping free. I will make a tutorial on Shangri-La, because not a lot of people know that method. But yeah, Shangri-La, shopping free, helps out a lot. You can maybe even get another GobbleGum hit on the ephemeral enhancement. What this one does is it gives you a pack-a-punch gun for 60 seconds. What I would do for this one is I would just use the baby maker, the fractualizer, get that with ephemeral enhancement, upgrade it, then get the dynamite, and then you're good with that. Fear and headlights, it does work on the napalm zombie. The napalm zombie is not affected by fear and headlights. So yeah, feel free to use your fear and headlights on that step, and just make sure that you have the napalm zombie. Or you could also use Undead Main Walking, but I would prefer Fear and Headlights. Now let's move on to Moon. Now Moon is not that hard of a map, to be honest. The Easter egg's easy, it's just basically RNG. You got fire sales to get the zap guns, QEDs, Gershes, everything. Now that you get that done, you're all Gucci. So yeah, if you don't get Tunnel 6 to get breached by round, I'd say 10, then I go ahead and dashboard, because it's basically RNG. So yeah, go ahead, use those fire sales. But next what you want is a Perkaholic. What that one does is it gives you 8 perks from the map. There's 8 perks on Moon, so it gives you all the perks that are on the map. Yeah, that helps out a lot on Moon. Just make sure that you don't get hit by the astronaut. Disorderly combat, you're only going to need this in the spawn room right when it respawn in. Now, this Easter egg doesn't really rely on many GobbleGums, but yeah, it helps out when in the spawn room. It gets you points, and if you don't get shopping free, that would help out a lot. And shopping free now, if you get shopping free in the spawn room, go ahead and teleport. You don't really need to wait, okay? You don't need disorderly combat, it's just an add-on. So shopping free, go ahead and open up the whole map. Then Fatal Contraption, I couldn't think of anything, but I just thank Fatal Contraption for getting the souls for Sophia. Or not Sophia, Samantha. Jeez. Now we're going to move on to Origins, right here. Now yes, Origins is a pretty easy map for the Easter egg, as I completed it solo once. But if you are going to attempt this solo, what I would suggest is Perkaholic, shopping free, Swordfly. I'm feeling lucky. And also, if you're attempting it solo, I'd say near-death experience or self-medication. Whenever this map first came out, I always ran self-med with this map. It was just a really easy GobbleGum to use, and yeah. But if you are going to play co-op, it is a really big map, so I would suggest just using Phoenix Up. So yeah, you want Perkaholic to get all 9 perks off the map, shopping free to get the map open, of course, Swordfly to do the G-Strike tablet, of course. It gives you 5 times damage for melees, so I just feel like it would help out a lot, especially on maybe like the mid-high rounds. I'm feeling lucky. You can get a zombie blood from those, so I would suggest just using that just in case. Phoenix Up, of course, this map is a really big map, so go ahead and use Phoenix Up. Now guys, leave down in the comments if I screwed anything up. This has been iLiKeLaZeRz. Peace. Bye.